Does discipline imprison you or liberate you? A question that lingers in the minds of many. We often perceive discipline as a chain shackling us to a rigid routine, a life devoid of spontaneity. The word itself conjures images of stern schoolmasters or harsh military drills. A life controlled by the ticking clock, by the relentless pursuit of efficiency. In this light, discipline appears as a jailer, not a liberator. But what if we've misunderstood it all along? What if this common perception is nothing more than a veil, obscuring a deeper truth? Is it possible that discipline, far from being a restriction, is the key to genuine freedom? Imagine a painter without discipline. In the absence of structure, their creativity descends into chaos. Their brushstrokes, once purposeful and focused, become erratic and aimless. The canvas remains blank, the masterpiece unrealized. What if I told you discipline is not the enemy of freedom, but its very foundation? Consider John's story, a tale of transformation through discipline. In the heart of the city, John was a man lost in the wilderness of his own life. Imagine a life where the sun rises and sets without any sense of direction, an existence mired in chaos, governed by whims and impulses rather than thoughtful decisions. That's how John lived, a life devoid of discipline, a life in shambles. John's days were haphazard with no structure to guide him. He was swept along by the currents of his own desires, often finding himself in places he didn't want to be, doing things he didn't want to do. His health deteriorated, his relationships strained, and his dreams seemed to drift further and further out of reach. But one day, John decided to change. He realized that life without discipline was life without freedom. He understood that he was a prisoner of his own chaos, shackled by his lack of discipline. And so, he made a commitment to himself. He decided to set a daily routine, to dedicate time for self-improvement, to maintain a healthy lifestyle. He began to shape his own life, rather than letting it shape him. He started by setting his alarm clock each morning, cultivating the discipline to rise with the sun. He committed to regular exercise, nourishing his body and mind. He dedicated time each day to read, to learn, to grow. He set goals and worked relentlessly to achieve them. Slowly but surely, John's life began to transform. The chaos that once ruled began to recede, replaced by a sense of order and purpose. His health improved, his relationships flourished, and his dreams seemed closer than ever before. John began to experience a new kind of freedom, an authentic freedom. He was no longer a prisoner of his own chaos, but a master of his own destiny. He discovered the joy of discipline, the satisfaction of setting a course and following it, the exhilaration of achieving his goals. John discovered the key to his freedom was discipline, not its absence. How exactly does discipline lead to authentic freedom? A question that may at first seem counterintuitive. But the answer lies in understanding that discipline is not merely about restrictions. It is about creating a structure within which we can flourish. Imagine discipline as a trellis, providing support for a vine to grow. It gives direction, eliminates distractions, and fosters resilience. We climb higher, reach further, and bloom more fully when we have a framework to guide us. Discipline is about self-control, about making deliberate choices rather than being swayed by the winds of circumstance. It's about deciding what we want, setting a course to achieve it, and sticking to that path even when the going gets tough. Through discipline, we cultivate resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. We gain the strength to face life's challenges head-on, rather than being swept away by them. In this way, discipline provides the structure that allows us to navigate life's challenges and truly be free. Scene script. Are you ready to embrace discipline and unlock your authentic freedom? To truly experience freedom, we must first become disciples of discipline. It may seem daunting, a mountain too steep to climb, but remember, even the longest journey begins with a single step. Consider setting daily goals, small victories that will build momentum. Perhaps it's waking up half an hour earlier or dedicating 15 minutes every evening to reading. Maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is another achievable step towards discipline. It might not seem like much, but the impact of a well-rested mind and body is immeasurable. The beauty of discipline is that it's not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's a personal journey tailored to your unique needs and aspirations. The rewards, they're just as personal. Through discipline, we can achieve a sense of order, stability, and ultimately freedom. The freedom to live our lives on our own terms, to become the architects of our own destiny. Remember, your discipline is your freedom. Embrace it and experience the liberation it brings.